Yeah, good evening guys and gals. This is Jim from JAGfx.com. It's Monday the 4th of June 2018 and here's my video where I just go over the high probability and the mod MACD setups on the daily charts. So we'll just rip through a few charts. I'm not sure how many pairs there are, but there are quite a few. Basically the same pairs for each one. Before we look at that, I'll just flick over to the news for the week. This is the Forex Factory, and it's a fairly quiet week compared to the last couple of weeks. Monday's already been and gone by looks. Coming to Tuesday, probably tomorrow is probably the most important thing. We have got the cash rate, interest rate news expected out of Australia. No change expected, but you never know what the subsequent speeches when they talk about what's coming up, that may move the market. Other than that, it's a fairly quiet week. We've got the GDT out of New Zealand, which is their dairy index thing, which can move the Kiwi a bit sometimes. Trade balance out of Canada on Wednesday. Crude oil, which comes out every Wednesday anyway. Trade balance out of Australia, and probably at the end of the week there got employment or unemployment rate, depends which way you look at it, out of Canada. So really not much on the news, so we'll go back to the charts. Right, we'll start off with the USD Japanese yen. We're on the high probability charts. They're the ones with a black background, so obviously that's from the high probability book or the Divergence book. The same method, just the Divergence book expands on it a bit. And the mod MACD, which you'll see are the light background charts, which are from the bonus, it's the bonus system from the basics book. But these are the high probability. As usual, if it's blue lines, it's a buy. If it's red lines, it's a sell. And where the two lines intersect is roughly my entry point. So here we are in the USD Japanese yen. We're in a buy, a nice bullish divergence, and we're going nowhere at the moment. That was only this morning. Let's move on to Euro Pound. I'm staying out of trades at the moment here. It's all just jamming up really tight. I've just drawn these trend lines as I do, just to give myself an idea what I'm looking at. When you see a grey line like this, vertical line, it normally just me letting myself know that something could be happening. This thing's just going sideways. And even if you look at it, look at that, since over here somewhere. That's terrible. That's since September last year. So we're out of that at the moment. Pound yen. Another trade we took this morning. You can see the entry point. Here's all my notes on the charts. You can pause the video and have a look at them. I'll just rip through them pretty quick. Have got a stop in place for these trades. Just going to go the old conservative route. MACD is well below the zero level still. Nice divergence there. Nice entry. The only concern is it is a high risk. MAs are starting to spread and it looks like they're turning down, but they're being pretty flat also, so no problems. New Zealand Swiss franc. I didn't take the trade here, and I think my concern was this trend line here, and it's just broken through today. The signal was actually a couple of days ago in here. I didn't take it. It's just too tight in here. It's just a bit too messy, but it's not a bad setup there. USD Canadian dollar. Again, here was a sell signal up here. There was bearish divergence. I didn't take it. Price was too close to the moving averages for my liking. And I've drawn this trend line along here, so ideally I would have liked to have seen a good break of that trend line and out through these moving averages. It's just too tight for me to come into those moving averages, so I just gave it a miss. Euro Canadian dollar, we've got good divergence here, bullish divergence. I probably should have shown you my other platform because I think I'm still in buy trades on this, trying to get out of it. Just expand a little bit. I've drawn a couple of trend lines in here. Probably could have taken a trade in here, probably on Friday, even possibly late Thursday, and it's gone up again today. Or you could wait for another break of this other trend line here. We've still got a valid buy signal up here, and my only concern now is MACD's going through the zero level, but yeah, it's been a tough one to trade, but it'll eventually go up. That's just big divergence there, so it'll go up somewhere, but where it goes, no one knows. That's our Aussie I did take a sell trade in here. I've left it all marked on the chart because I think I'm going to call it tomorrow morning as a stopped out. I did have a stop in place at this red dotted line. Loss of 129 pips. It's just gone the wrong way. Now what I'll be looking for, a couple of things. I'll probably look at drawing trend lines somewhere across the bottoms, across the lows, or hopefully tomorrow it might pick up a buy blue dot or a QMP blue dot. Then I'll look for a new sell signal. But at the moment I won't be taking any buys, just take my loss here and move on. Euro Swiss franc, took a buy down in, oops, I forgot to draw my vertical line in. It will be there. So I took a buy there and it's sort of going nowhere at the moment. It's gone nowhere for a couple of days, but it's starting to just get above the entry price now. MACD is a long way below the zero level, which I like. I like this support level here. There's no real divergence as such, but that support level, fairly significant when you see it like that. So we'll just see how it goes. MAs, it has been going up. It looks like they're about to turn, but you never know. They could just keep on heading back up. And it's been a big pullback, so you're expecting some retracement to the upside. Well, we'll just see how it goes. We're on a buy there. New Zealand, Japanese yen. This is one I could have taken a buy in here, but again, a bit too close to the MAs for my liking. Only about 70 pips from the MAs, but it's now gone 110 pips. So yeah, that's one of those things. Didn't take it, but it was a valid. Had nice bullish divergence there. USD Swiss franc. Righto. This one I'm waiting. I've got, you see my grey vertical line. Got this nice double top up here. It's come back to the MAs. It's struggling a bit, but it's dropping again. I'll just expand it a bit. Had a great run up and it's pulled back, and it's probably about a 38-50% pullback there. Eventually it should roll up to the upside, but it could keep on going down. I've just got my lines drawn in, getting ready for it. So there's no confirmation there, so I've just got to wait. Pound, the USD, took a buy here on Friday, I believe, by looks. It's going alright at the moment. We're up a few pips, which is good to see. We're up on one trade. There's good bullish divergence there. I've got a stop in place on that red dotted line. You can see it there. You can see my notes on the chart. The MAs are getting tight, possibly turning over. So ideally look to running up the price up into those MAs. And as you can see, price the MACD is getting close to zero level, but all looking good so far. Euro USD, very similar. Good bullish divergence again. There's plenty of that at the moment. There's a lot of prices have moved too quick or too much, I guess, where the oscillator or the MACD's sort of jumping the gun a bit and showing good divergence on a few of these. Again, try and run it up towards the MAs there. Euro Aussie, now this one I took a buy here on Friday. Sorry, that would have been Thursday by looks. And there's my stop here. It's getting down to this low, so I could be in a bit of strife here. The only good thing I like here is the MACD is a long way below the zero level, even though it looks like it's rolling over a bit. So you never know, this stop might hold. We'll just wait and see, but at the moment it's not looking that flash. Euro yen, another one. The MAs were down, had no divergence, no obvious divergence. I didn't want to take that trade, but that's a signal there, and it's gone up 178 pips, but it just didn't fit my rules. I wasn't comfortable with it, so I didn't take it. Let's go further along here. What have we got? Pound, Swiss franc. I know I took one on this today, yes, and I took a buy, and already it's gone against me a little bit, but I like the hidden bullish divergence. You go back from this low here, see prices higher than the previous low, but the MACD, the low is lower, the second low. So good hidden bullish divergence there. I like the fact that the MACD is a long way below the zero level. I've got a stop in place at the red dotted line there. It's not going that well at the moment, and again I took a signal. Even though I'm close to the MAs, technically the MAs are going up, so I'd like to go back into them and through them. That's the plan. Now whether it does that or not, who knows, but that's the theory. Canadian, Japanese yen, nothing happening here. again, possible of a buy signal tomorrow. Highly unlikely I take it into those MAs. Too tight for my liking there. So just sit tight. Another one I've stopped out on, Aussie. The Aussie's obviously moved up today. This is Aussie Canadian, one I'll call tomorrow morning in my Facebook group, has been stopped out for a loss of 95 pips. You can see my stop level. I just leave it there and I'll take a screenshot and show you guys tomorrow in the Facebook group. It was a good setup. There's a valid setup there, but now the MACD is still a long way above the zero level. I'll probably get a blue dot either on here or a QMP green dot also. Then I'll just wait for another sell signal, which will eventually happen, and we'll take it from there. But at the moment, that was a loss. Aussie Swiss franc. Now this one's been causing me a little bit of grief. Again, look, it's a bit messy in here. There is divergence. I was waiting on a break. It was sort of going up and down, up and down, up and down. It wasn't giving any clear direction there. And you can see this by how all these dots on the MACD are real close to the zero level on that. Looks like it's going to bounce the upside now. Now, if I get a green QMP dot tomorrow, look, I'm not sure I'll take it because we're already at sort of close to previous highs in this level here. So it's probably a trade I'll give a miss. Aussie Japanese yen. Look, this is just about turnover. It's that close. Again, into the 240 LMA at previous highs. If I got a buy signal tomorrow, to me the good part of the move's probably already completed. So it's just too risky for my liking. So I'd probably give that one a miss also. And Swiss franc, Japanese yen, it wouldn't be a valid buy signal for me anyway, because the MACD's well above the zero level, but they've still got the divergence, bearish divergence here, still got JAGfx RD bearish, still got a red dot on the QMP, still above the zero level, so I'm looking to sell again possibly. So price might just roll up and roll back over this way. You might get divergence on the MACD and price up higher. So it's, again, patience required. Euro, New Zealand dollar. I was thinking this low here might hold, and it was in this little area here for a bit with just the candle spiking through, but today it looks like it's breaking that low there. So just a matter of waiting now and see how it presents, but definitely no trades on as yet. Same with the Canadian Swiss franc. I've got this low where the aqua line is. Got a blue dot down below the zero level. I've drawn my grey line and just to give me a heads up that something could be happening. This level holds and I get a green QMP. Very tempted to take a buy. Looking to go at least to that previous high. That's the plan. New Zealand USD, the buy signal is down here. I didn't take it for whatever reason, and I'm not sure why. But as you can see, it's been a good little trade. There was bullish divergence, and it's currently up about 140 pips, give or take. And if you did take it, it's getting close to the moving averages now. Price is well through the MACD is well through the zero level. It might be time to start either scaling out or getting a stop at break even, or just below these lows or something like that. That's not a bad little setup there. Pity I missed that one. Pound Aussie, again, same as the pound, I think it was pound Swiss. I was looking for this low to hold. It didn't. Looks like it's breaking through cleanly now. So it's just a matter of no buy signals yet. We've got a blue dot on the MACD Platinum, and we've been below the zero for a while now. So my next trade would be to look for the buy side, but nothing happening at the moment. So USD Singapore dollar. Now this is still got this red dot from back here. Still a valid sell signal. I drew this little trend line, and today it's dropping through that trend line. There is bearish divergence there. You can see the red line, double top across the MACD, I guess you could say, and higher price on the price chart. My concern is now we're through the zero level. We're at the close to the MAs again. It's just, to me, I'm not going to take anything there. If I was on a smaller time frame, I might have got a better opportunity, but on the daily, I think I missed it. Pound Canadian, This is one that's been causing me some grief on the other charts also, like the Euro Canadian. We're still, the valid buy signal still in this area here. Got bullish divergence, the green trend lines, you can see them, it's clear as anything. I've drawn a trend line across here. I've probably moved this blue trend line a few times now. It was across there, and now you could probably put it across there, and you could safely say it's broken there, and you could have got in a buy this morning. I didn't take it. I've got a lot of other trades on, so there's no need for me to get involved in this bit. And pound New Zealand, nothing happening here. It's in a bit of a range at the moment. You could probably say there's some like support along this level here. It's pretty close to a straight line in there. See if this level all holds here. You might look for a buy to the upside to get a blue dot and a green QMP, but at the moment let's say nothing's happening here. There's your support levels along there, possibly. New Zealand Canadian, this was another buy signal down here. I didn't take it. I don't think I did. It's gone up nicely like the New Zealand. It was good bullish divergence there. I've now drawn red trend lines on there. See how price is nowhere near getting above the previous highs at all. And here's your MACDs, and it's already gone way above the previous high on the MACD. So there's definite bearish divergence forming there, but again has to be confirmed, and we're still a fair way off at the moment. Aussie New Zealand, I did have a couple of sells on here, and I managed to get out of them in this area here, which is good. I've drawn this trend line across the bottoms. I just couldn't take another. I couldn't. There's nothing as yet. Possibly setting up for a new buy trade. Depends on where the MACD goes, but at the moment, yeah, nothing. It's been a tough pair to trade lately. I'm not sure why, because normally it's one of my favourite pairs to trade, but you go through that sometimes with pairs. So let's skip over to the mod MACD profile. It should be in here somewhere. Mod MACD. Shouldn't take long, hopefully, to skip over. Should have paused the video, but this is new software and I still don't know where the pause button is. Alright, we're into it. We'll start at the front. USD Japan, Japanese yen. I'm in a sell trade on this, and it's not looking very good. We've already got a green dot this morning on the QMP filter, so I'm pretty close to my point of entry actually for the sell. The only reason I'm not getting out yet is because the MACD, the fast MACD here, this in the one in the middle, the 612.1, is still in sell mode. As long as that red dot's there's no green dot, I'll just keep on the sell. I should probably put a stop in there somewhere. I might have a look at that tomorrow, just give me some protection to the upside in case something drastic happens. But at the moment, it's probably break even, the way it's sitting right on that red line, I'm assuming, so just wait and see. Pound, Japanese yen, nothing happening. I always just look at the middle fast MACD. If it's nowhere near the line, I'm not even looking at anything else. USD Canadian, I'm in a buy trade here, not going too well at all. We've dropped down, we've got a red dot, and we've dropped down a little bit below the entry level. But like I said, we're still above. We've got a green dot on the fast MACD. So I just remain in the trade. Euro Canadian getting close to the zero level on the fast MACD, but nothing yet. All right, here we are. We're in a winner here. Oh, it's going well. Aussie USD, we took the buy in here, pulled back against us a little bit, but see we've had we took a loss on the previous sell, which was that red dot there of 73 pips. I wonder if we just made that up as yet. Yeah, just made up 10 pips more than that. But anyway, that's it. So what I'm doing here is looking to run price up to the 240 LMA, and that's where I'd start consider at least a stop at a better position under this low probably, or close half my trade, something along those lines. But at the moment it's looking all right, which is good to see for a change. Nothing on the Euro Swiss franc. Yeah, the Aussie winner, has just been cancelled out by a New Zealand Japanese yen loser. So here we are. Took the sell in here. Today we're going to get tomorrow morning that this green dot no doubt will be confirmed, and I will close out this trade for a fairly decent loss, 140 pips there. And probably look at taking the buy depending on how close we get to that 240 LMA. It's not looking that flash. Here we go. But here's another trade that's in the black, the USD Swiss franc. It's got a stop in place up here. You can see my notes on the chart where I've moved my stop this morning, or set my stop. So we're a entry, sell here, red line, looking to take it down to 240 LMA. You can see the red dot there. This MACD's heading, the standard MACD's heading down nicely, so it looks alright. Pound USD, no traders yet. You can see divergence there, even on there. See the price is going down. This fast MACD is going up. So there's divergence forming there, but that's not one of the rules, but it's fairly obvious to me. I just look at it straight away and see that. Just need this to get up over the zero level. Euro USD, same deal, divergence there, but again, we're still waiting it to get up further. Euro Aussie, nothing happening there, it's well below that zero. Euro Yen, again, heading up, nothing happening yet. Pound Swiss franc, nothing happening there either. Canadian Japanese yen, we're in a sell here. It's slightly against us at the moment, but we're still below the zero level here. And the fast MAC there, the 25 SMA, looks like it's rolling over a little bit, but it's a losing trade at the moment. Not much, but it's not on the right side. Let's continue. Aussie Canadian, we're in a buy here. I've already closed out half my trade. My stop's at the black dotted line there. Tomorrow I'll possibly look at moving my stop up a little bit higher. It's now broke through the 240 LMA. Even though we've got the red dot on the QMP, and the fast MACD didn't even go close to the zero level. Even though we've got a red dot on the QMP, I'm not closing it out. This is what I'm looking at. This is the main indicator in this whole method here. And these are just more of a visual aid, just for entry criteria and that. But now it's broke through the 240 LMA. I'm a lot more confident in the trade. The reason I probably closed half is in this area here when it sort of hit that 240 and bounced a bit, but it's broken through. Aussie Swiss franc, I didn't take the sell, which is a good thing, which is in here. Tomorrow there's possibly a buy. Like I said before, in high probability, it's been an ugly chart. There's a lot of sideways action on this pair for the last couple of weeks, so I might just give it a miss. Aussie yen, not doing too well. That was a sell trade here. Look, and that still went 150 pips, 160 pips nearly. But it went down and straight up. It's just, unless you're watching it on the 1 hour chart or something like that, and really managing it, micromanaging your trade, it looks like a lot of pips there, and I've given up a lot, but that happened in the space of less than 48 hours, and I only look at the charts. I would have looked at the charts after that big black candle thing. Oh, that looks pretty good. Then the next day I look at it, it's up here, so it's just too tough. So tomorrow I'd say I'm exiting this trade for a loss and getting the stops up here somewhere. I'll possibly take the buy. We'll see tomorrow morning. And here we are in a yen trade, Swiss yen. I took in a buy here, took a loss on the previous sell of 125 pips. That was on that red dot there. Now we're on the green dot, and hopefully it'd be nice to see it head up to the 240 LMA. So at least we're in the black. Euro New Zealand dollar. I'm not sure if I called this one an actual group. This might be just one of my private trades, but I entered up here. You can see the entry signal, it's clear as day. And I've closed half. I'm not even sure where I closed half, but I'll probably move my stop down tomorrow possibly. But it's in a good, and that's the sort of trades you want. This is a big moving pair, so it's about 300 pips at the moment. And here's another one, Canadian Swiss franc, sold 0.2, already closed one. It's probably on the 240 LMA. See it come to the 240 LMA there and bounced around and bounced up, and it's bounced back down. I've got my stop, so I can't lose. So it's if that 240 LMA holds and price heads up again, then I don't lose anything, make a small profit. But if it breaks out and keeps on going down, all good. New Zealand, I'm in a buy here, looking all right, as you can see. Again, aiming for that 240 LMA. Pound Aussie, nothing happening there. Now, this was a USD Singapore dollar. There was a sell signal this morning. I didn't take it, and now look at that. Look at the chart. It's already got a big black candle. That'd be right. But the reason I didn't take it, the MAs have just crossed. Price is not that far from the, it's only 50 pips or so from the 240 LMA. It's not a big mover anyway, this pair, even though we've got a red dot still. Technically, it's a valid sell signal. I've just put off by the 240 LMA. Probably one I'll regret, but that's the way it is. Pound Canadian dollar, getting close to the zero level, but nothing happening yet. Pound New Zealand, another one I'm in, up here somewhere, and it's a big mover also. Got the broke through the 240 LMA. I would have taken half off the table, which I have, and stop in a no lose position. And now price is starting to head down again. Let's have a look. New Zealand Canadian, I'm in this buy. I think I've already stopped, moved up. No, that's just a buy in this area here. Went against me a little bit, no big deal. Stops now up just below the 25 SMA, and price looks like it wants to break through the 240 LMA now, which is good. Everything looks all right. So we're getting a few winners, even though we've got a couple of losers. Hopefully a few of these winners will more than, and as I turn the page, here's another loser. Aussie, New Zealand, like I said, it's been a tough pair to trade recently for me, but there's a sell signal there, it was a valid one. And the reason I liked it was because it was coming back down below the 240 LMA, but run straight into the 25 SMA and bounce straight back up. So depending on what happens tomorrow, if there's a green dot here, I would also need either a green QMP dot or for this standard MACD to turn up. But if I get a green dot, I'll be closing. Now whether I'll take the buy depends on what else happens. So that looks like it's heading for a loss, which is the standard thing with the Aussie and New Zealand at the moment, but eventually it'll come good. So that's about it, folks. Like I said, it's a fairly quiet week in the news, and the only thing you've really got to be worried about tomorrow is the Aussie interest rate news. Like I said, they're not expecting any change, but I'm sure the governor or the bank governor, whatever his name is, I can't remember his name these days, he'll want to have a chat, and depending on what he says, may move the market. And so any Aussie pairs you've got, just be careful. And other than that, we'll see how we go this week, and we'll see if we can get a few pips, and we'll take it from there. And thanks to all the new subscribers to the video channel. And if you haven't subscribed, then you can do what you have to do. I think you press a button, a thumbs up or something, I don't know. Thanks guys, have a good night, and I'll chat next week. Cheers.